The reign's going to continue. And now they're knocking on Dynasty's doorstep. The Florida Panthers back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Convincing win in Game 5 to bring it home, and an even more convincing win to clinch the cup, this time in 6 on home ice.
Well, you think of the effort to get to the Stanley Cup final 3 consecutive years, the journey after losing to the Vegas Golden Knights, the drama of Game 7 last year, and Chris trying to avoid that same drama to have to go back to Edmonton this time for a Game 7. They probably had their best game of this series.
Brad Marchand, such a huge part of the success story for the Panthers, who take out Tampa Bay early, survive a scare against Toronto to win in 7, eliminate Carolina, and now win back-to-back. And once again in the same building, the same handshake line.
Yeah, it's got to be a feeling that is ingrained in your mind from last year. And both games, the top guys, McDavid and Draisaitl, unable to get anything done offensively. 1 assist in the Game 7. And of course, Game 6 here. We all saw the emotion that last year's loss provided. It can't feel any better this time around.
Saw Corey Perry, who played better than ever in these playoffs, and still is in the runner-up spot, as has become that storyline through playing with Dallas and Tampa, the Oilers a couple of times.
That's the amazing thing about this journey, Chris. It's this feeling erases all the good that you had and that you built throughout the year. It's so hard to swallow. And for Florida, you think how difficult it is to climb that mountain again after winning last year, to get back here again for the 3rd. That's quite an accomplishment in itself.
Paul Maurice has said he's not crazy about the handshake line, but out there to salute the players on the Oiler team. Sylvain Lefebvre, the defensive coach, congratulating Brad Marchand. What a night for Reinhart. We'll talk about a 4-goal performance for a long time. Let's head down to ice level and Gene.
Yeah, one last squirt of water here for Sam Reinhart. I'm sure it'll be something else you might be drinking a little bit later. Well, what did you make of how today went?
I like their composure. I mean, I think they had some good jump early on. We learned some lessons. You know, we stayed on the gas, put a foot on the pedal, and obviously the result speaks for itself. Yeah,
what did you think of your night? I know it's not about you, but you were a big part of what happened tonight and what happened throughout the playoffs.
I mean, we've had guys stepping up all postseason long. That's just the kind of group we had, and I was able to find the net a couple times.
I know it's only been maybe a minute and a half, but how does Cup 2 feel compared to what it felt like to win Cup 1?
Just as good as the first one.
And is this the beginning of more 3 straight finals 2 cup victories. Do you think you have the team to keep something like this going?
I'll tell you what, when we won last year, we weren't thinking about this one yet. We're going to be thinking about this one for the next little bit and see where we go from there.
Sam, thank you. Enjoy and have a great offseason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, Paul Maurice made a statement earlier in the playoffs that this was a better team. It was a bold statement to say that about a team that hadn't won, comparing it to a team that had, but I think we saw evidence of it here in this series.
Yeah, and you look at Gadjevich there with the head coach. He said that's a fourth line that you heard Paul Maurice talk about glowingly and how important it is. So your top guys have to do their job. Bobrovsky, let's face it, was the best goaltender in the series as well. So your goaltending was great, but it does take everyone. And I think the additions too by Bill Zito, you think of Marchand and the influence that he had on this series, Seth Jones. You know, those are players that I think really motivated the guys who had been there last year and won to dig in and fight even harder to give them the opportunity to experience it.
Roberto Luongo celebrating again. He drummed it up early. He's a special advisor to the general manager, Bill Zito, who made the 2 biggest moves at the trade deadline to catapult his team to a second straight cup. Seth Jones, Brad Marchand, both huge additions. And what a postseason for Sam Bennett, who led the charge with 15 goals. First guy in over 100 years with 15 playoff goals who had never scored 30 in a regular season. And some of these players are free agents, but you wonder how anxious they are to leave.
Yeah, it's not a place that you'd be wanting to leave very quickly. I mean, what an experience it is to share with your teammates. Sam Bennett will have some options, though, wouldn't he? I mean, what a glorious playoff he has had, and the big games. Maybe
right back onto the ice and the celebration with Gene.
Okay, Chris and Craig, Matthew, another cup. Did you feel like the road to this one was similar as the first one?
Not for myself personally. It was I didn't think this was possible, and you know, I could have just personally could have just like threw in the towel and just got myself fixed up and missed out. There are days that I wanted to do that, and I knew this group was too special and we had a chance, and I just am so lucky to be on this team with this group of guys, and just a special group, and we got to be a dynasty now. It's 3 years in a row finals, 2 championships. This team is so special, and I just Stanley Cup champion. This never gets old.
So is it too soon to ask you what the injury was?
I'm going to enjoy this one tonight. You guys, people will find out, I'm sure.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you, on media day, you said something about when you arrived here, you went to get a bite to eat, and someone said, that, you know, what do you do? And you said, I'm a hockey player. And I think he said you must.
Yeah, he's like, you must be terrible. Yeah. But I hope that effing guy is watching tonight.
What about your family? Last one, I know you, I mean, your brother's here, your dad's here, your mom's here, your sister, and what you think of them and their support.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here without them. I mean, I've got an unbelievable support system at home with my fiance here. I'm sure she wanted to kill me a few days when I was hurt. And then my parents, I would not be here without them, the support of my brother and my sister and everybody. And they're all here tonight, and I'm so happy that they are here, and I owe everything to them, and this is just so special.
Matthew, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you could see how he raised his game as he felt healthier as the playoffs went on, particularly the last 4 games of the Stanley Cup final. The Conn Smythe Trophy is on, and I think everybody knows it's going to go to a player on the winning team this year.
Intriguing, though. There's a lot of good candidates, isn't there? And then Sam Reinhart throws his name in the hat there as well.
Well, let's find out from all those good candidates who the Conn Smythe winner is going to be.
Please direct your attention to the ice for the presentation of the Conn Smythe Trophy to the most valuable player of the 2025 Stanley Cup Playoffs.
Good evening, South Florida. It feels like we just did this. Let's congratulate the Oilers and the Panthers for a terrific rematch of the Stanley Cup Final. The Conn Smythe Trophy goes to the most valuable player in the playoffs. It's only fitting that this year it goes to the leading goal scorer, Sam Bennett.
$15 goals for Sam Bennett, 13 of them on the road. Like Sam Reinhart, a Four Nations Cup winner, a Stanley Cup winner, and a Conn Smythe Trophy to pad the stats as he goes to free agency.
Just built for the playoff style of hockey, isn't he? And just the way that he was able to find open ice. You think about Florida going 10-3 on the road, and a lot of it has to do with those 13 goals from number 9.
He did say, though, a singular focus for Sam Bennett throughout this. There's only one trophy that any of these players really want to get their hands on. So the time is now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup is the most iconic trophy in sports and the most difficult to win. And while it may be difficult to win once, to do it twice in a row is almost impossible. You can't win it twice in a row unless you have commitment, leadership, passion, a great fan base, and a great organization, starting with Vinny and Teresa Viola, Matt Caldwell, Bill Zito, Paul Maurice, and again, you fans have proven that hockey works in the sunshine. Aleksander Barkov, let's do it again.
The first captain since Wayne Gretzky in '87 and '88 to hoist the cup 2 years in a row on home ice. Greg, Paul Maurice said the other day, when the captain of your team wins the Selke, it determines the identity of your team. And what a great defensive team and champion this is. And Nate Schmidt, first to get the cup. One of the first timers.
Yeah, been in the Stanley Cup final before, of course, lost the last time, and always loved the decision-making veteran guys who get an opportunity to do something that's just so special.
In his 12th year, bought out, got a new lease on life, got his game back, and now he's got a cup. So who's next among the first-timers? Of course, Seth Jones. What a remarkable role he played here in his 12th year. And talk about a new lease on life.
Wow, what a difference maker all throughout his time here, too. And he said, you know, I needed to change my game. I needed to get back motivated and get the details of my game back. He came to the perfect place, got a lot of good role models around him, and what would the Florida Panthers have been without Aaron Ekblad in the lineup, and having Jones just such a big difference maker and a huge minute muncher.
Thomas Nosek, who puck over glass, was a key play early in this playoff, but they rallied around him, and after stints with Vegas and Boston, he gets to the ultimate prize. Let's head down to the ice and rejoin Gene.
Well, I know coming to Florida gave you a lift, but what was it like to lift the Stanley Cup?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's been a long year. These guys are unbelievable here. This organization's unbelievable. My teammates, the coaching staff, Bill Zito believe in me and gave me a chance. So this is fucking best day of my life.
Well said. What are the emotions like when you have something happen that you've been waiting for your whole life?
It's hard to explain. Every day you go to work, you try to get better. And, you know, this is the ultimate goal. This is what you do. You think about as a kid every single day, playing in the driveway. And I don't know what else to say.
I'll ask you to say one more thing. You mentioned prior to the start of this series that it was a little easier to get used to the beaches than it was the system of Florida, but your coaches and everybody said, just keep doing it, you'll figure it out, you'll learn, and it'll work out. What did you think of that advice?
It was great advice. I can't give the coaching staff enough credit. I did a lot of video when I got here, completely different system from what I'm used to. But they said at the end of the day, everyone here, you get to trust your instincts, be aggressive in what you do, and that's what we did. Each guy trusts each other, they trust the system, and that's how it works.
Seth, thank you and congratulations.
Thanks.
David, Elliott, over to you.
All right, thanks so much. We're with Nate Schmidt, undrafted, 5th team, and here you are, a Stanley Cup champ. Put it into words.
This is why you play the game, man. It's amazing to be able to be here. I felt like I had a chance when I was in Vegas, but we fell short. You just never know when you're going to be back. I feel like you grinded a lot of years, and now you're back here playing with this team. That's just, man, I can't even tell you what that lap is like when you have that thing. It's phenomenal. You know, just the family, the friends, the people that just stuck with you through everything. It's amazing, man. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Did you have any idea that Barkov was coming to you?
No. I didn't. A couple of guys said, hey, Schmidt, just keep a heads up. And all of a sudden he looked right at me, and I kind of froze. I didn't think he was coming to me. But they said, Schmidt, take your time and just enjoy the moment. Man, that's the best lap. That's the best lap I've ever done in hockey.
Hey, you're one of the nicest guys in hockey. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Nate. Let's get it over to Chris and Craig.
Well, Chris, what's really interesting about who has come after each other, it's been guys who haven't been in the lineup. Samoskevich, you had the 4th line, you had Nosek. I mean, that tells you an awful lot. Balinskis hasn't played this whole series. Tells you a lot about the camaraderie and the family about this team. Everybody pulling, everybody helping, and that leadership is really on display right now.
The heartbeat of the whole team is with Gene Principe.
Yeah, Craig and Chris, they just said the heartbeat of the team, that being you. I know there's lots of leaders. You shouldn't be so surprised. what is your role like? Because sometimes numbers are nice, but there are more important parts to your game that help this team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to do everything as good as possible, and whether it's defending or being in offensive zone or whatever. So I have an unbelievable team around me, so I'm really lucky with that. So they help me a lot with everything, and we do everything together. We learn all together. We win together.
I wanted to ask you also, you have the role of deciding with maybe help on who gets the cup. After you, what was the decision-making process?
Yeah, we decided together that the guys who haven't won yet, they're gonna go first, and because it's amazing. Like, we know how nice it feels to lift the cup, so they get to go first, and then everyone else.
Appreciate your time. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
David and Elliot, back to you.
All right, we're with the Conn Smythe winner as well as a two-time Stanley Cup champ, Four Nations champ. It's been a heck of a year. Life's good if you're Sam Bennett. Tell us what this moment's like for you.
It's really hard to describe. I mean, this is way harder than I thought it would be to win, and to win twice was. I mean, we put in so much work for this, and I'm so proud of this group. I mean, it's incredible, the team we have here. So I'm so proud of all the guys, and I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. I don't know how else to describe it.
So I want you to turn. Look who's got the cup.
That's awesome. That guy is the biggest dog I think I've ever played with. He's fucking incredible. Sorry for my language, but this guy, the best leader. He leads by example. He speaks up. He's fearless out there. And I've been telling him this whole playoffs, we're following you, and we followed him this whole playoff run. It was incredible.
And it's coming to you. And Sam, one last thing. You guys started every series on the road. In fact, you started with 2 losses in the second round versus Toronto. How did you guys have the wherewithal, and you particularly, 13 goals scored away from this arena? How were you guys able to have the mental capacity to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it this whole playoffs is you know, we're such a tight group, and we spend so much time together in the room. I know everyone says that, but we truly are, and I just think that has us being so close and spending so much time together. I mean, we really love each other as a group, and I mean, that's the only real explanation I can give you.
Congratulations. Enjoy it, Sam.
Thank you so much.
Gene, to you.
Yeah, David, I just saw a fan say I love you to you. Did you ever think anywhere other than Boston you might see that kind of love?
Definitely didn't expect that here, ever. But it's incredible how quick things have changed. It makes you appreciate every moment. These days go by very fast, and you got to appreciate them, so it's pretty special right now.
I was kind of watching you as the cup was headed to you. What were you thinking? Because you've had it before, but not for long.
Yeah, it's a feeling you can't describe. It's been a long time and a lot of ups and downs. And considering where we are right now and where the season started, I never could have imagined this. It's a pretty special feeling.
What did you make of all the rat stuff that you were a part of? I mean, it seemed like you've been here your whole career, and not just since the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest things about this group is they embrace everyone right away, and your family as soon as you walk in the room. And you know, the rat stuff just happened to kind of come together naturally, and you know, it's a kind of a rep that our team got pretty early on. You know, and it stuck with us all the way through. And one of the greatest things, we don't really think a whole lot about the outside noise. It's all about what we believe in the group, and came together.
Brad, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
14 years between Stanley Cups for Brad Marchand. This building's even better than Game 7 last year. There were a lot of Oiler fans that came here, and a lot of Florida fans that didn't think their night would turn out right, but it's a full house of Panther celebrants tonight, and nobody should celebrate more than number 13.
But it's a common message, isn't it, about family, togetherness. Everybody who has talked to Gene or anyone has talked about how special this group is, and hard to do what they've done the last 3 years and bond together the way they have. And when you do have new players like an experienced Brad Marchand or a younger player, that family attitude has been on full display here.
Aaron Ekblad's with Elliott to David.
Absolutely, he is. They're celebrating in Windsor, Ontario right about now. Aaron, it was a little more than a decade ago. You were drafted first overall here. You know, there were some lean years, but here you are now as back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. How do you put this moment into words for you?
Oh, you know what? It's impossible. It's impossible to put it into words. I'm so grateful that I've been able to be a part of this franchise for this long. And, you know, I'm excited for the future. And I really hope it's with this team.
I saw when Kulikov was bringing the cup to you, you're a pretty stoic guy. But when Kulikov was bringing the cup to you, you started bending down, you had that huge grin on your face. Can you explain what that moment is like to get that cup in your hands?
Yeah, you know what? From a guy like that, too, I love Cooley. He's a heart and soul guy. He'll block a shot. He'll make the big hit. He gave me the cup last year, and that's something we talked about, you know, brothers for life. And to be able to get it, to do it again and get it from him again is so special for me. Obviously, because we played together so long ago, and then he left and came back. So what a great opportunity. It's so special to get it from him. And I just love him as a brother and a friend and a person. So.
You mentioned brothers for life. Your brother couldn't be here for Game 7 last year. He's here tonight. What does it mean to have him here this time?
You'll make me cry, brother. That's so special. I love my brother more than anything in the world. So, a lot of history there, but you know, it means everything to me.
Thanks, Aaron. Congratulations. There's Aaron Ekblad. How about Sergei Bobrovsky standing by with our Gene Principe?
Thank you, David and Elliott. And, well, what's it like to be a Stanley Cup champion for a second time?
It's an amazing feeling, obviously. You know, I wanted to say thank you to the group of guys, obviously. It's been amazing work that we went through, you know, the dedication, you know, sacrifice and everything. It's been amazing. I want to say thank you to my family, to my parents, you know, for their sacrifice for me, and obviously for my wife and 2 kids, you know, they also allowed me to play hockey, to do my job. And I want to thank God for everything that I have and everything that I don't have.
I wanted to ask you, when did you ever start to think in your life that the Stanley Cup would mean something to you, that you wanted to win it? What age were you, or what made you believe that you wanted to do that?
I mean, over my career, I had so many ups and downs, you know, and one of the last downs, I was probably, not many people believed in me that I can come back, you know, and yeah, and again, that's why I thank God for this experience. I couldn't even dream about, but now I'm here, winning it twice, you know, and I couldn't be more humble and appreciate it. And again, I am nothing, you know, it's all God.
Okay, Sergei, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, Craig and Chris, back to you.
Gene, we're watching the core of the team now take their victory lap, but I know you've had the privilege of doing this a couple of times, and you were particularly moved by the fact that all the first-timers got the first shot.
Yeah, I just love it, and it speaks volumes about just how important it is to have everybody being a part of it each and every day, all through the highs, all through the lows. It's not your star players who are the only ones. And I had 2 great captains in the 2 years with Wayne Gretzky in '88 and Mark Messier in '90, and just watching how this team responds to Sasha Barkov, it just shows you just the character of the man and the character that he has brought to this team. And it shows each and every guy that goes around has the same story to tell, don't they?
They won't get lifted any higher than from Nico Mikkola, but Paul Maurice has said it a few different ways. Today he said there is no stratification in the room, that everybody has a job and it's all equal. And other times he said if you walked in the room, you'd never know who the star players are, because everybody gets along with everybody else and everybody shares the responsibility of winning a cup. Back to David and Elliott on the ice.
All right, thank you, Chris. Yeah, Evan Rodriguez. We had Sam Bennett here a couple of months ago, and he just said you have no idea how hard this was the second time around. Can you describe the difference between having to do it a second time around where everyone's hunting you down?
Yeah, you know, mentally it's a grind. Just, I think that, you know, knowing what comes with it, right? The elation, just everything that comes with winning. You know the feeling, right? You want it so bad. You want it so much more, and mentally getting through that was a little bit harder, but you know, I think with the fresh blood on our team, the guys who came in brought the energy, and I thought from day one of the playoffs, we stuck to our game. We had lapses here and there, and I thought as the playoffs went on, I thought we got better and better. We stayed tighter and tighter. We stuck together, and another incredible feeling.
You know, Barkov said that the veterans as a team got together and said, if we win, all the new guys get the cup first. What's it like as someone who's won it now to see everybody get their first lap with it?
Yeah, it's just, again, like I said before, right? We know the feeling. So it's like for me with my kids, when I see them do something, it's even more exciting, right? So you get the new guys come in, their first time winning. You're just so happy for them, and you can feel, you know, I felt that last year, and you know exactly what they're feeling, and it's just the best.
Congratulations, Evan.
Anytime, thank you.
Gene.
Elliot, thanks very much. Carter and I were just talking about how it takes quite a bit of time to get through everybody to hold the cup, but do you think guys are holding it maybe longer this year, just knowing how special it is?
Yeah, we know how hard it is to win, and I mean, yeah, it's so nice seeing all the new guys that came in this year and haven't won a cup before lift it. It gives you so much excited. We're almost more excited to see them lift it than ourselves lift it. So they had a huge impact all year for us, gave us so much energy, and yeah, it doesn't get old.
Are you able to compare this final to last final, because you were up all the way and it looked like you were a cinch to win, and then suddenly it wasn't like that, but did this one seem different?
Yeah, it was a little different. Like I said, we're a different team this year. I think we're a better team this year. We have a bunch of new guys. I feel like everyone, it was such a team effort, and everyone pulled the rope, and everyone, that's so great about our group. I think everyone has their role and does it so well, and I mean, no one complains or anything. Everyone's just, to get Brad Marchand he played third line and had such a huge impact for him. Like, it's crazy for us. So
as we were getting ready to do this, I think it was a 12-year-old boy who's still there, waved at you. And what about the growth of hockey in Florida, thanks to what you and your teammates are doing and how it continues on that legacy?
Yeah, it's crazy. When I first got here, I never got recognized anywhere, and now you can't go anywhere these days. So we have such great fans, and I mean, it's grown so much. You see all the little kids here, and it's just unbelievable to see hockey so big down here.
Carter, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Craig, Chris, back to you.
Carter Verhaeghe, who had the game-clinching goals in this Tampa and Carolina series. You saw Bill Zito lifting the cup, but now Paul Maurice for the second time. Such great emotion when he talked about his dad last year. Dennis watching his name on the cup, like his heroes Jean Beliveau and Gordie Howe, Jamie Crampon in the winner's circle again.
His fourth time, hey, Los Angeles Kings, Chicago Blackhawks, and 2 years in a row, another great member of that coaching staff.
Couldn't help but think as we watch Bill Zito, there's Sylvain Lefebvre, who does such a great job with the blue line, but Bill Zito, fingerprints all over that cup for a second straight year with the moves he made. There's Tomo Ruutu, also part of the coaching staff here.
Well, it's always interesting. Look at the different moments in the time, and you know, Paul Maurice, such a great communicator, and watching him go from player that he had to sit out. Nico Sturm was one of the first guys he went to, and you know, you're not just dealing with the top players or the superstar guys. You've got to connect with all, and what a brilliant job over these 3 years Paul Maurice has done.
Back to Gene.
Thanks, Craig and Chris and Jonah. Well, you know, is it different winning the Cup? Because last year, unfortunately, you didn't play in the playoffs, and this year you did. You feel like, hey, I really earned this opportunity to hold the most prized possession in hockey sport.
Yeah, for sure. You know, last year I was just trying to be a good, supportive teammate, and man, I was so happy to just be a part of the group, and it was such a fun year. I learned so much, and I think that carried over to this year, and you know, I'm so thankful to have gotten an opportunity, and just enjoyed every second of it, and just so blessed to be here again.
Yeah, what do you think of just what this scene is like?
It's incredible. You know, you battle all year, you know, 82 games and a long playoff run, and you know, you battle with the guys you love, and you build incredible relationships, and you know, we'll be champions forever.
Appreciate your time, and congratulations for a second time.
Thank you, sir.
Maurice. Right.
So now getting set for the pitcher that's worth 1,000 wins. The shot of the entire team and all the support staff with the Stanley Cup. That's become,
the faces say it all, doesn't it?
A great tradition.
Yeah, it really does. And again, I've said Wayne Gretzky doing this in '88 at Northlands Coliseum, and now it's just what every player's favorite picture and memory of the Stanley Cup final.
All with two fingers up to signify back-to-back. Won't be long till family members come out on the ice. You used to kind of go back to the dressing room and spray the champagne, but there's a lot more room out there for all the families. But right now, the immediate family is going to huddle up one more time with a cup. And a different variation of the team picture that's pretty cool as well.
Like every championship team, though, it really has been interesting listening to the players and how much their messages are entwined with each other. I mean, there's nobody off topic at all. There's nobody who feels remotely different. Everybody's important. Everybody played a significant role. How about Bobrovsky again? This his best numbers of his playoff career, and back-to-back Stanley Cup winner. Didn't win the Conn Smythe, but boy, he could have easily been one of the guys in the conversation as well.
Finished strong, finished with his 50th career playoff win as a member of the Panthers. And with the win, he equals Henrik Lundqvist on the all-time win list. And a guy you don't hear from during the season.
Right.
You have to wait till he wins a championship before we hear the interviews with Sergei Bobrovsky.
Well, now as the players have focused on their hockey family, their teammates, now this is the most exciting time for all. Family members, the kids, the reason why you play, and this never gets old, does it?
So Evan Rodriguez, who's got two boys here, Grayson and Noah, and his daughter Ella Bruce, but he was saying that he noticed a huge difference at the local rinks now. That he said Noah's become a young hockey player. They're at the rinks. They don't even have enough rinks because it has taken off so huge after last year's Stanley Cup. So Nate Schmidt's little one is here, but the entire culture of hockey in South Florida has changed so dramatically in a very short period of time.
And Paul Maurice was talking about the youth of this team as well, guys with their young kids, right. And that does change the makeup of your team too. You know, sometimes when you got a lot of younger guys that don't have families yet, they don't appreciate it. Now they bring in that family ideal into the team itself, and Lots of great connections here with a group that hopes that those kids grow up and see this a few more times.
Let's head back to ice level. Here's Gene and Paul Maurice.
Yeah, Craig and Chris were just talking about how now you see some of your players have kids, and how the sort of the push of hockey in Florida continues. Is that something that makes you proud?
It's one of the favorite things, because I'm closing in on grandfather age, I hope. I don't want to put any pressure on my daughter. I'm just saying I'm available. Well, the players bring their kids to the rink, right? So there's generational. Kasperi Kapanen, his dad, played for me. But these guys now, and they're going to be pretty well thought of in Florida for a while, so they'll start to make their homes here, and these kids will grow up playing hockey, and that's how our grassroots program grows.
I want to ask you, we often talk about a player and their role. What did you think of you and your coaching staff's role in getting the club prepared for Edmonton again, and then eventually coming to this point of success?
Well, you know, there's about 5% of the game that we're responsible for. I think we did our job. After that, and they've got a good team. And those two guys, I think maybe people up in Edmonton get used to it. But we're not used to seeing those two they are elite players. So we have to do it by committee. We were playing at some point 3 lines against them tonight and just trying to skate as fast as we possibly could. They are at bench level. I've never seen anybody move that fast.
What would you like to say to your 87-year-old father and 85-year-old mom who've been kept busy at least every second night watching you and your team?
Well, probably that I'm not getting fired this summer, so that's a nice change, right? And then they get to sit and watch hockey. Mom and Dad back home, I hope you had a wonderful time. Shane and Mike and Sue St. Marie, all our family, and Windsor, Ontario, Kitchener, Ontario, Texas, all over North America, all the fine people up in Winnipeg, the family and friends that we have there. I hope you enjoyed your evening.
Paul, thank you and congratulations.
Thanks, Gene. Okay.
What a season for Paul Maurice, able to repeat as a Stanley Cup champion. Over 1,000 wins, combined regular season and postseason. Mentioned today it was the 11th place team against the 13th place team in the Stanley Cup final, and Florida prevails again.
Yeah, it's just another reminder how difficult it is to win this, doubly to win it back-to-back. And you know that once this settles down, their focus will be on trying to get back here again.
So the celebration just starting here. The Red Rain, as they call it, will continue. 2 consecutive Stanley Cups, 3 straight appearances in the final. A powerhouse in South Florida as they win back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.